I completely understand that maybe you want to save this relationship, even though you know that it is toxic and not serving you in any way. It's not making you happy. But there are several factors that you need to consider if this is something that you want to do. You need to think about the nature of the toxicity, the willingness for both partners to change, and the presence of certain foundational aspects such as love and trust. You are ready? Watch this video. Hello my friends and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So you are wanting to save a toxic relationship. Look, there's no judgment here. I completely understand you love this person, you want them in your life, and you want to understand that maybe is there a way that this person can change for the better and for this relationship to work? Now, I know I've talked about this a lot in my videos, that actually, you know, we're too quick to throw away relationships, that we live in a fast-paced kind of culture where we swipe left or right, and yeah, hey, like we can be in a new connection like literally tomorrow. But there are certain aspects that you need to consider in this. If this person is toxic and you have identified them as toxic, there's certain factors that you need to consider before making this move. You need to consider, first of all, the level of toxicity that is in this relationship. Is this something that can be workable? Is this something that there is a willingness to change? If there is respect mutually, is there love on both sides? And there's certain foundational elements such as trust, respect, love, and reciprocity. So this is what we're going to be talking about in this video. But just quickly, before we get into the video, just want to say that I quickly do go live over on this channel at the end of every month on a Tuesday. Do check out the community tab because I will be putting on there when I do go live, and there's certain topics that we will be discussing. However, if you do have a question or there's something on your mind, come on over because I could be answering your question. Okay, so these are the factors that you kind of need to consider here. The nature of the toxicity. Is the toxicity rooted in constant criticism, devaluing, putting someone down, manipulation, controlling behavior, or emotional abuse? Sometimes it's an amalgamation of all of this. And especially if these behaviors are abuse, it might be really difficult or challenging, really challenging to reconcile. At the end of the day, you are asking to change the whole onset of that person. And whilst I understand change can be possible in certain situations, but if you find yourself something that's abusive, that's manipulative, that's, you've got gaslighting going on, controlling behavior, how are you going to change that person when they believe that they are right, that what they are doing is correct? You also need to consider the frequency and the intensity of this. If this is abuse, if this is happening on a daily basis, do you really want to change that? Do you really want to stay in something like this that is making you feel bad? Are they occasional? Are they mild? Are they severe? This is something that you need to really think about, is the frequency of how and when this is happening. If you are being criticized over the smallest things, and this is done over a daily basis or every other day, it's a bit too frequent. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit too much. Chronic and severe toxicity is much harder to address. At the end of the day, this is what I'm saying. This person, I don't feel like they want to change. They don't recognize, they don't have self-awareness. So if you're going to mention this to this person, are they going to listen, and is there willingness to change? And that brings me on to the next part. Yeah, the willingness to change. This is massive, okay? This is massive. Because is there mutual commitment? If there is going to be a mutual commitment, that means that both parties are able to talk to one another, assert their needs, tell the other partner how it's making them feel, without there being arguments, without there being blame shifting. You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to talk about it. And if there isn't this, then how can you work on this? How can you build on this type of a relationship? Or how can you move past this? And it's about recognizing the problem, being able to talk about it where both of you are at fault, or maybe you might not realize that you're at fault. Maybe there is a need for you guys to be able to talk and kind of explain it and explore this. Maybe this is something that can be done in a couples therapy. Maybe if you are unable to kind of mediate between each other and be able to take responsibility, then there is no way forward. You also got to look at underlying issues that exist between the both of you or between these two individuals. There's underlying issues such as past trauma, mental health problems, addictions, and this contributes to toxicity. Also looking at relationship dynamics. Where does the relationship need to change? Where is it becoming toxic? And this can provide a roadmap for improvement if you are aware of these issues. The bottom line is you're in a relationship, you're in a partnership, there's two people. Okay, both people have to take equal responsibility to want to change this relationship. You need to be able to communicate with one another. You need to be honest. You need to be able to express how you actually feel. Communication is key if you want this relationship to grow and become stronger. You need to express concerns and be able to actively listen without interrupting the other person. If you don't think that this can happen, or you have tried this and this has not been the case, then perhaps maybe you need to think about maybe either seeking professional help, like with a therapist, or maybe individual therapy or couples therapy, to be able to kind of address these issues where you are able to explain and be able to communicate that to an outside person, and then eventually be able to communicate it to your partner. But again, I'm saying to you, if you are unable to do this, and if you feel that you are suffocated or you're not able to explain or express how you feel, then there is no room for growth. Like, how can you grow in this relationship? How can things be resolved when one person is just blaming the other for everything that's going wrong, and you just have to kind of sit and listen and just accept it? You also need to be able to set boundaries and expectations. Again, this is about being able to communicate your need, clear boundaries, realistic expectations. This is something that's very important. So both of you know where you stand. You need to be able to build trust and respect. You need to be able to build on consistent honesty. Again, this is communication. Being able to be honest, being able to express. There needs to be reliability and transparency. And ultimately, this leads to a mutual respect between the two people. And you need to focus on self-improvement. So this is about personal growth. Okay, something between the dynamics between the two of you has not been working. So what can you do? What steps can you take to be able to change this, to be able to grow from this? Ultimately, you need to know when to walk away. Sometimes relationships are not salvageable, and that is something that you have to accept. And I know that's not easy, but it is something that you have to accept. You've tried, you've been there, you've done that. Nothing really is changing, and nothing seems to be growing or moving forward in a positive sense. If you find yourself that there is persistent abuse, any form of abuse, physical, psychological, emotional, sexual, this is a major red flag. And leaving a relationship is crucial for your well-being and your mental health, and also your sense of self. There's a lack of effort from the other party. Like, how are you going to be able to grow in this? How are you going to be able to move forward if this person has no motivation for change, or want to be in the relationship, or even want to respect your needs? And added to that, there's continuous harm. If the relationship continues to cause significant damage, emotional or psychological harm, then there's no real way that you can stay in this type of a dynamic. Look, at the end of the day, you know in your heart, and I encourage you to listen to that. You need to know what is right for you, and whether you feel safe and whether you feel contained in this relationship. Sometimes relationships do become toxic, sure, you know, because of all the issues that I've kind of talked about in this video, but they're not that toxic to be able to save. However, some relationships start off toxic and then just grow in that toxicity. And that's why I'm asking you to use your discernment. Don't stay in something that, you know, is harmful to you. Don't see it for what you want to see it as, or how you think this person is, or whether you see the future and this person is going to be amazing. You can't live in hope. You have to see what has happened now and how your relationship has been. So this is about you, my friends. I really wish you the best of luck in this. I know it's not easy, but there is a level of acceptance that has to come with this decision. You have to prioritize your own well-being and your own mental health. If you don't do it for you, no one's going to do it for you. Okay, if you are someone that is facing this, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. Please see the description box below, and I really hope this video has helped. If this has triggered you in any way, again, please either seek professional help, or there is my details in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.